Okay, so I don't even know what this vlog is gonna be. I don't know. I just want to start by saying I will never borrow another dollar in my life. I vow not to finance anything. I don't want to borrow any personal loans. I'm not even sure about credit cards. I just feel like right now, at this point in my life, I don't want to borrow no money. And you know, in the Bible, it says, don't borrow. You could be the loaner, the one that lends, but don't borrow and be in debt, because now you're entitled to pay that money back. Of course, but we heard this from the Lord. And you know, you do things in life where it takes a lot for you to learn your lesson and stuff like that. I've been like through credit cards, not through credit cards. I think in my life I've had two. One I paid off. So, but you know, we experienced a hard time last year, and it put us in a situation where we couldn't pay a personal loan back. And for the first time ever in my life, I was served papers. Like somebody came to my door and served me some papers. So my dad answered the door, by the way. So of course I had to answer to my dad, because he's asking, well, what you getting served for, and blah, blah. So I had to tell him what the deal was. My husband brings me the papers to work, and I'm being served because of a personal loan that we were not able to pay back, my husband and I. So I have to go to court. First time I ever have to go to court ever in my life. I have to go to court. And at first I was like, you know, they brought it like a month before I even had to go. But at first I was like about to pull my hair out, because I'm like, these people taking me to court, what are they gonna do? Like, they're gonna make me file for bankruptcy? Like, what are they gonna do? Like, they gonna make me keep coming back to court? I already have to pay court fees and all this stuff. Like, what are they going to do? So at first I was nervous. I was like, oh my God, what is this about? I mean, and it was $1,000. I know, like, you're supposed to pay people's their money back, but you know, people experience hard times. Like, at that time we borrowed the money, we were experiencing kind of a hard time, and you know, we fell into it again, and we had to pay it back, but we couldn't. So you know, I assume that, you know, once you get outside of that day of like how much money you owe, I mean like the time frame, then it shows delinquent and you haven't made payments, and they automatically put it on your credit report. So I'm assuming that it's on my credit report. So I had so many questions when I figured out that was why I was going to court over $1,000. And you know, to some people $1,000 seems like nothing, but for me right now it's a lot of money. But I'm like, over $1,000 you already put. Like, at first I was nervous, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to court. What are these people gonna do? What are they gonna say? Like, what? And then I became angry as the days and the weeks got closer, because I'm like, why are they even trying to send me to court? I've tried to call them to make arrangements and let them know what the situation is. I mean, like, so many things. Like, I had insurance on this loan and stuff like that, and come to find out that the insurance that I had wouldn't even work in the situation that we were in. So I was getting upset, because I'm like, I've tried to call many times to let them know we're in a financial bind, and you know, what can the insurance do that we're paying for, and all this stuff. Come to find out, the insurance made no sense at all. So when we did make payments, we were paying for insurance that like was doing nothing for us. And then I'm like, you already put it on my credit report, so why are you making me go to court? And so here we are, the weekend of, this was Monday. So, and it was already, it fell into bad time, because over the weekend both my kids were sick, and Mother's Day weekend both my kids were sick. One had bronchitis, and then the other one was just, she had like the flu or something. So that Monday I did not want to send her to school, but I had to, because I asked my husband, what happens if you don't go to court? And you know, I thought I was gonna go to jail if I didn't go to court. So I had to make arrangements for my daughter to go to daycare sick, and I didn't want to do that, because I really felt like she comes first. But yeah, so the morning comes and we're getting ready to go to court, and I wasn't nervous. You know, the night before, I think 2 nights before and the night before, I just prayed about it. I was just like, why am I nervous? Why am I angry? Why am I even being this way? I will just pray about it, and I will put it in the Lord's hands. If I have to say something, Lord, give me the words to say. Let your angels be over me and my husband while we're in this courtroom. So, you know, we went in there, and you know, when our name was called, we went up there, and you know, I'll come to find out it was just to settle the debt and how much we can pay. So the consequence of this is that not only do we have to pay the money back that we borrowed from the company, but we have to pay court fees on top of that, because the company served us, which I don't think is right. And I told my husband I'm still going to look into this, because I don't feel like it's right that you serve us and then we have to pay the court fees. And the court fees and attorney's fees doubled the loan pretty much. So that's where I become angry. I understand, like, yes, we have to pay that money back because we signed a contract to borrow that money. But when it adds that much more because you took us to court and we sat in court for 30 minutes and now we have to pay all these fees, that's what gets me. So when I told my husband, I'm like, this is, I think in a year, this is maybe the second or third situation that we've been in where we felt like we've needed like legal help, like to be able to call an attorney and stuff like that. Like I was even to the point, like my husband and I, we had already talked about bankruptcy before, filing for bankruptcy, but I think within a week or two, actually this was last week, and I was going to vlog about this. This was last week, and I was going to vlog about the fact that I had made an appointment to go see a bankruptcy attorney, and then I canceled it because I felt like, you know, our situation is not that serious. We are not in that much debt to file for bankruptcy. And you know, you file for bankruptcy, they come take everything from you, your assets, all that stuff, and they cover the cost. There's 2 different types of bankruptcies. One where they like eliminate all your debt, and one where they put it in a lump sum and you make payments. And I was thinking about it, and I felt like, you know, we don't have that much debt. Like, we have student loans, but all the other things are like medical and stuff like that. So I also prayed about that, and I'm like, I don't need to file bankruptcy. It's not that serious, Krystal. You just going to court over a little bit of money that you have to pay back. Just calm down, let the Lord handle it. And this is the time where I felt like we needed legal services, like I was saying. And my husband, at one time, we know about a company called Legal Shield, and you know, they're like a 1-800-ASK-GARY or something. They're not, I mean, they're like a no, they're not a referral service. I won't even say that. You actually have access to an attorney or a lawyer for whatever situation that you're in. Personal, it doesn't matter. Tickets, just all kind of stuff and questions. There's an attorney that you can call. Now, when I made this bankruptcy appointment, you know, I was gonna have to pay like, who knows, maybe $100 an hour. You know, they charge for consultations, $100 an hour for consultations, plus fees and all this cost that if I had decided to keep going through the process, you know, it would have added up way more money than I had to go to court for bankruptcy and all this stuff. So it would have added up way more money than the $1,000 that the company just wants me to pay back. So I'm like, bankruptcy is not that serious. I'm not gonna put my family in that situation. We don't even have any assets to even be losing right now, you know. So I mean, when I say like we're not at rock bottom, but we have a clean slate. Like, we're not in that much debt. So going through this is like, I would never borrow another dollar in my life. Right now, I won't. If I'm in a financial situation where I know I can borrow money, maybe it's for a business or to invest in some real estate or something like that, I will. But at this point, I'm not borrowing another dollar. So I want to encourage you, if you're not in a good place financially, don't do it. You don't know what your future holds. And just like us, we didn't know what our future held. And I had to go to court, but it wasn't that bad, y'all. They took us to court, but it wasn't that bad. But yeah, so So I figured I would share that just to encourage, you know, you're not the only one going through this. There's millions of people in this world that are going through financial situations, and you just have to put your trust in God and depend on him and know that he'll get you through. And it takes teamwork, or it takes a different mindset and stuff like that to get yourself up out of the situation. And as a married woman, I feel like it's crucial to a marriage that finances is always discussed, and that's where me and my husband have lacked. We're not good communicators. When we haven't been good communicators when it comes to finances, and we're working on that slowly but surely. We know that that's the issue that we have, so it's very important to be transparent about your finances. Money makes the world go round, you know. Nobody can deny that. You need money to do everything. You need money to do absolutely everything. So it's just how you manage it. Managing your money well is so important, and if you're married, being a good communicator about money is so important, and it's nothing that you should play with. So I hope this encourages you. Keep God first in your finances. If you're married, keep God first. Text message. And just do that. Like, get your finances straight. Get yourself at that financial buy. There's so many opportunities out there that you can do things. It's so many things you can do right now to make money. So I encourage you to research those things. And that's my rant for today. They took me to court, y'all. Bye.